blue, dilly dilly, lavender green. If I were king, dilly dilly, I'd need a queen.
Hi, me again with Dill, and you'll notice that Dill's looking very hairy. Come back, Dill. Is looking very hairy. She knows what's going to happen, which is I'm going to groom her. Now, the reason I'm doing this for you to see is that I've been asked by quite a few people, how do you go about grooming a cockapoo? Now, in the early days when it's a puppy, it's a piece of cake because it's slightly different hair for a puppy. But it's really important to start from day one. So you don't spend hours grooming a puppy, you just sort of gently brush and touch the toes and things like that. And when I show you how grooming her, you'll see why. Now, some people use a grooming table. Do you know what? I tend to just sit and groom her when I'm watching television or stuff like that. So I'm going to show you how we go about it. Now, grooming a dog like Dill, very curly coat, very curly ears. She's a bit of a nightmare to groom. So what we do is make sure we have the stuff ready. So let me talk you through it. This is an anti-knot thing. You can get all sorts on the market. I don't ever tell you which one to get because I'm sure they're all much of a muchness. Just get something that's for taking up tangles. So some of that. This is a detangling brush. It's actually the sort you can get for people. It's meant for people's hair. Works wonders on cockapoos. And a wide tooth comb. Now it's worth investing a bit of money in one of these because you want one that's strong and really wide teeth. The reason of having wide teeth is it doesn't pull the coat so much, so the dog has a much pleasanter experience with it. Then we have an ear wipe. Cockapoos are notoriously, we're all long-eared dogs, notoriously can have problems with their ears, with earwax and just general dirt and detritus that gets in their ears. So I always use this with clean cotton pads so that I can just wipe round the ear. You'll see how I do it, but we never poke down into the ear canal. We're just talking about wiping round the outer ear, much as you would with a human being. I once heard someone saying, don't stick anything smaller in your ear than your elbow. And the reason for that is the inner ear and the ear canal is very, very sensitive. So don't go poking around, no matter how tempting, don't poke. The other thing that I do is a dog toothpaste. Don't use human toothpaste. Always use a special dog formula. They don't froth as much and they haven't got the same components to them, but they do clean the teeth a bit. Even at a year old, dog starts getting tartar on his teeth. And Dill's already got some tartar on her teeth. I use that and I use one of these. They're called finger brushes. You can get them from any pet store. And what you do is just pop your finger in, put a little bit of toothpaste on. I'll show you. And then you just clean the teeth. The other thing I use is this. This is at the end. It's a nice spritzer. And it just makes the coat smell nice. Not for her, for me. I mean, I don't put it on me, but it's put it on her because I like it. And then you'll see that's just a bowl of boiled water. It's cooled down. It's not hot. It's not boiling now. It's just boiled water. And a couple of cotton pads because at the end I always just wipe round her eyes because cockapoos, like many dogs, you can get sort of a little bit of muck in the corner of the eye. If you leave it there, it can get matted up with the coat and it can cause her eyes to get sore. So rather than do that, just every day just give them a wipe, and I'll show you how to do that. So should we get started? Now, as you can see, the way I do it is I just have Dill relaxed next to me. She knows what's going to happen because the collar comes off. Uh-oh, Dill. There she is. Uh-oh. What's going to happen? Now, you can groom your... Sorry, I'm for laughing. You can groom your dog sitting next to you like that. You can do this if you like. I like to engage it with her a little bit more. So we've always done it as a cuddle. So what I tend to do is, poor Dill, come on, sweetie pie. Oh, Say hello to the people. Hi everybody. She knows what's going to happen. And she's just going to lay back on me like this, and we're going to start doing her face. Let me just show you how we do that. Right. So she's going to lay back. Oh, she's a good girl. Yes. Oh, she's clever. A little bit of not sure. Don't put it near her face. Just on her skin there. All right. Don't spray it near her eyes. It'll be an unpleasant experience for her. All the time we're trying to make this really quite a nice experience. Run through with this brush first. Just brush through. I'm brushing under her chin and round her face gently, and down by her neck. Just giving her a nice brush through. Like that. You can see her coat's quite long. I've left it long purposely so I can show you sort of more realistic really than once she's just been clipped. And this side, oh, that's good. Oh, that's good. Oh, she clever girl. Oh, yes. I take this comb and I start lifting the coat. Now, if you've had anything to do with sheep, you know that a sheep people just lift the coat when they're showing them. And that's what we're doing, is just lifting it up. Because this way, because it's curly, it's easier to get the comb through. Now the comb just glides through unless it meets any knots. If it meets a knot, see, very gently, just teasing it up. Don't pull it. Imagine yourself if you had sort of nice curly hair and somebody whacked and combed through, it would be quite an unpleasant experience. We're aiming to make this so she quite enjoys it. I won't say she's ecstatic about it, but as you can see, she's not putting up a fight. Now, just gently lifting up all that hair, combing through every part. Now, the reason we do this is, especially this time of year, you get ticks. And when you're doing this, you can just check for ticks. You'll find any little lump things, lumps, bumps, scratches, ticks. That's what we're looking for. And we're doing this to keep the skin healthy. Because if you think about it, a knotted hair becomes, when it becomes a big knot, actually becomes like felt. It sort of gathers up and it can be very, very uncomfortable for the dog. It becomes, sort of matted and sticky. And then it can actually start to pull the skin and give your dog skin infections, or worse still, start to actually pull the skin away. So you can see she's putting up with this really well, because she's had this done since day one, really. So that's what we're doing, lifting, 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 lifting. I go on like this for quite a while because I want to make sure that there's not one knot in this coat, and that I've checked all over to make sure that there's nothing in her coat. We're looking for seed heads and things like that as well, because seeds can get in her coat. Now we're getting towards her ear. Let me show you her ear, how we do this. Now I've left this ear really fluffy for you to see, so you can see she's got an extremely fluffy ear. Now what I will do when I clip her is I will clip this part of the ear, clip all this hair out. You can see there's the ear canal, and you can see the ear canal itself is quite clear, but she's got quite a bit of hair around it. Can you see that? Can you see that? Let me just show you that. There's the ear canal. So what we're going to do, and I'll show you this, is I'm just going to get a bit of that ear cleaner, dampen that sponge and just wipe round here to make sure there's nothing there. Now what I do as well is I just check here that I can't see any seeds or any inflammation or anything like that around. If we look at her ear, I'd be surprised if we don't find some seeds or muck. Look at the state of this. And now she gets groomed every day, so you can see why you need to do it. All this wavy and curly hair. Again, don't ever pull it so it hurts her. I'm just doing it quite gently, just going through like this. so that every hair's been brushed. All this has been done. Like that. Now, let me just show you doing an ear. I won't do the whole of her while you're looking, because otherwise we'll be together for longer than you think. So you see, I'm just wiping this over here, look. Just making this wet. It's an ear cleaner. You can get it from anywhere. Any dog place. Get the dog's ear like this so you can see it. Now, if you get hairs growing in the dog's ear, there's a bit of controversy about to pluck or not to pluck. I will pluck the ones in her ear canal, and I will use the clippers to get rid of this stuff when I do her. I'm going to clip her in the next couple of days. There's the thing. Just going to wipe round here. Just lay down, sweetheart. Just going to wipe round here like this. Not in the ear. See? Just wiping all around here. This is all the little folds in the ear that I'm cleaning here. Like that. That keeps it nice and clean. Nice and clean for her. And each time I can check there's nothing untoward going on in her ears. See that? Oh, look. You could eat your dinner off that, couldn't you? See? Okay, so that's what we'll do there. Now I'll show you. See the bits of dirt on there? See the clag and dirt on there? And this is every day she has them wiped. Again, as I stress over and over again, just the outer part of the ear. Don't go poking around in there. Otherwise you'll cause more trouble than you can believe, all right? So that's how we would do that. Now, so imagine I've done her head. I will make sure that her beard's clean and make sure all this has been done. And then we'd look at her feet. Again, I take a little spray of this. Excuse me, put your head out of the way. Spray her feet. Now, dogs quite often don't like their feet being touched. That's why it's really important to do it from day one. Now, I've got to cut her toenails. Her toenails are really long. I'm not going to do that on this session. I just want to show you grooming. See the little pads there, how the hair's grown over? When I clip her, I'll clip so that hair is all gone, all right? Now again, we brush like this. Brush up and down like this. She quite likes that. Oh, she's a clever girl. Like that. That's shaken up all the dirt out of there. Feels nice. Comb again. Starting at the toes. Now, lay down, please. Good girl. Lay down, sweetie. Good girl. Just lift it up again. We're not pulling. Don't ever pull. Come here, sweetie pie. And just comb there. Now, dogs don't like their feet being touched. Actually, I suppose it's a bit like when you put your nails down a blackboard for us. I think that's how the dog sees it. So we're just combing it all up. Combing it all up. Very gently, we do the whole leg. The whole leg up to the top. To the top. Lift, 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 lift. And then this way. Lift, lift, lift. We don't pull if there's a knot. If there's a knot, just take your time. Like this. And it'll come out. She'll get nice fluffy legs after this. See, all lifting up. That's what we're doing. Very gently. Now, careful about the underarm. Armpits, you get good knots under there. So we just do it gently. Under her armpit. Under her armpit. There we go. There, she doesn't mind that. Now, her tummy. So that's showing you her head and her leg and her ear. Tummy, we brush up and down. You don't mind that, that's fine. Make sure there's, and we're going to sort of inspect that as well, make sure there's no lump. Feel for it. Yeah, it's quite nice for her to have a little tummy rub. We can use the comb again. See how the comb goes through this section really, really easily. Much easier than this bit. This is the sort of less curly hair she has. Like that. And we're going to sort of make sure that her sanitary area is clean as well when we brush. So we would brush down there all around the sanitary area. Ticks like to hide in these warm places here and under armpits and by the ear. So you're always checking out for ticks when you're doing that. Now the legs would be much the same as the front legs. So we just, again, spray the stuff on to make sure it's easy to get the brush through. Brush first, then sort of comb through. And that'll be that done. Right, that's a good girl. Now, teeth. Let me show you how we do her teeth. You sweetie pie, I know what's Mummy doing. Teeth. So, she quite likes this toothpaste. A little bit like that. I actually prefer it on that finger. A little bit of toothpaste. You don't want a huge amount on. And it's no problem, this stuff, you know, toothpaste, because they like the taste of it. You just have to make sure you get it in their mouth before they've licked it all off the brush. Right. I like to just tip her back. There's sweetie pie. And I like to just lift the side of her mouth and brush away. There's a good girl. There's a good girl. Oh, clever girl. See what I'm doing? Just brushing the teeth. Much as you would your own. Gonna open her mouth a bit more and do those back ones. There we go. Now, start early enough and this becomes not big chore. No big deal. She's desperate to clean all the toothpaste off and I'm desperate to clean her teeth before she gets it all off. That's that one done. There. And eyes. Down in there, sweetheart. Now, she gets brushed every day and she gets her eyes cleaned every day, but can you see the sort of muck just gathering there? So we're not actually washing the eyes, we're just washing this bit of muck off. Boil water, remember? That's boiled. Just soak this in the boiled water and just hold it gently over the mucky bit. We're not putting it over her eye, we're just putting it over the little mucky bit. And it'll soak in and make it easier to get that muck off. So just soak that there. She doesn't mind. Tell her a story, sing her favourite lullaby, and just going to wipe that off. And we see that bit of muck. There's a good girl. There. There it comes. Not in her eye, not really, we're not by her eye very much at all. We're just getting that muck. There it is. And that just stops her eyes getting sore. I tell you what, I'll brush her, you come back and I'll show you what she looks like when she's fully brushed. See you in a minute. Hiya. Well, I said we'd be back. Here she is, all brushed, clean from the tip of the nose to the tip of her tail. Last thing we're going to do is spray on some nice smellies. Keep her face out of the way. That smells nice. Give that a little rub through. There. Last thing, collar, an essential. Put that on. And she can go out and get filthy again. Can't she?
Then I'll be king, dilly dilly, and